In historical terms, the rise of Sufism and the Bhakti cult during the medieval period led to the fusion of a common cultural heritage encompassing what was to emerge as Indianness later. Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti founded the Chishtiya order in India in 1236 AD. The Dargah in Ajmer is a place of pilgrimage for Hindus, Muslims and Sikhs alike. His successors included Qutubuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki, Baba Farid and Nizamuddin Aulia, among others. The birth of Guru Nanak 400 years ago was catalytic in more ways than one. The Adi Granth and his teachings of the oneness of God and the unity of Hindus and Muslims made him Piron ka Peer, the Peer of the Peers. Mian Mir laid the foundation of the sacred Golden Temple at Amritsar. In the Sikh tradition, one comes across instances of intercommunal bonhomie. The founder of the Khalsa and the 10th and the last Guru of the Sikhs, Guru Gobind Singh, gave his sword to the then Nawab of Malerkotla to be kept as a memento.
सरहद में गवर्नर थे औरंगजेब के। उन्होंने कुछ लड़ाई झगड़े कुछ ऐसे हो रहे थे तो उन्होंने साहबजादों को दीवार में चुनवाने के लिए ऑर्डर दे दिया। जो यहाँ के नवाब थे उन्होंने हाँ का नारा मारा और औरंगजेब को लिखा। उन्होंने कहा मेरे इल्म में नहीं ये बात। उन्होंने वहाँ से मनादी करवाई कि ये क्या हो रहा है तो वो चुनवा चुके थे। तो फिर गुरु साहब ने ये तलवार नवाब साहब को शेर मोहम्मद खां को दी थी।
Malerkotla in Punjab is one of the towns which has never had any communal riots. Guru Gobind Singh had two Muslim attendants who are buried in a Gurudwara near Patiala. It is also in Amritsar that one finds a mosque and a place of worship of Lord Ram with his idol existing together. Amir Khusro's Jana of Qawwali is popular to this day and is patronized by Hindus and Muslims alike. Bharat Ratna Ustad Bismillah Khan, the Shehnai maestro, is a devotee of music and lives by the Vishwanath temple in Banaras. These strands, traceable to the classics, are borrowings and adaptations from ancient temple music. The Wadali brothers of Punjab are completely influenced by the Sufi traditions. Amjad Ali Khan, the Sarod maestro, kept up the tradition handed over to him by his illustrious father, late Ustad Hafiz Ali Khan.
Sufism is actually, it's a branch, you can say, of mystic Islam. Sufism, because it's always on the margins, certain sects in Islam forbid even music. So one must say that Sufism and Islam are not the same, yet they are not different either. Sufi and Bhakti, of course, have a lot of similar attributes, and at many levels, from Dhrupad music to the Kirtan music, Sufis were influenced by all sorts of music, and you can see this in the music of Hazrat Amir Khusro and later musicians who embraced the folk culture of India and took a lot from it in their music, and then created a whole very unique genre of music, which was a fusion. Qawwali, of course, in India today at least, is the major form of Sufi expression. Let me give you an example of a traditional song. Yeah. This is written by Hazrat Amir Khusro Sahab. It's called Zehale Miski Makun Taghaful. Yeah. So now what the interesting part is that 2 lines are in Persian and 2 lines are in Khadi Boli or Hindi. Zehale Miski Makun Taghaful दोराए नैना बनाए बत्तियां ज़ेहाल मिस्की मकुन तगाफुल.
The tolerance and universalism of Sufi practices are a common phenomenon. They are best epitomized at the shrine of Haji Waris Ali Shah at Deva Sharif near Lucknow. Haji Sahib was a 19th century Sufi. A magnificent shrine was built after his death in 1905 and was registered under the Indian Trusts Act instead of under the Waqf law. Originally, the trust was started by 3 eminent persons, a Muslim, a Hindu, and a Sikh. He preached unity of religions and is credited with saying that Ram is Rahim. Muslim festivals, as a rule, are devoted to prayers, like on the occasion of the 2 Eids. They are festivals of sacrifice. Eid Milans present a picture of communal harmony, bonhomie, and merrymaking. Hindu and Christian brothers make it a point to visit their Muslim friends at these gatherings and enjoy the delicacies prepared by them. Muharram commemorates the martyrdom of Hazrat Imam Hussain at Karbala. He fought and died so that Islam may live. Muharram is observed for 40 days in many cities and towns, even in small villages and hamlets. There are taziyas modeled after the shrine of Hazrat Imam Hussain in Karbala. They are taken out in procession on the 10th day of Muharram, when Hussain attained martyrdom. Taziyas are kept in Imambadas. Lucknow has 3 of the largest of these: Bada Imambada, Hussainabad Imambada, and Shanajaf, which is modeled after the shrine of Hazrat Ali. Their interior decoration is better seen than described. Large mirrors and magnificent chandeliers hang from the ceilings. Bada Imambada was built by Nawab Asifuddaulah, the ruler of Awadh, who shifted his capital from Faizabad to Lucknow. A large gateway known as Rumi Darwaza is situated nearby. Lucknow city is a classic example of a multi-religious, cosmopolitan culture.
Islam in India has a distinct place, but when it comes to Lucknow, or Awadh as it is called, along with its adjoining districts, it is a very complex and affectionate intermingling with local population, mostly Hindus. Normally Lucknow is also called a city of Nawab, Shabab and Kabab. While Nawabs are disappearing, Shababs are migrating, but Kababs are there. You can find any number of Kababs, and I must tell you that during Ramzan you will find more Hindus trying Kababs than Muslims in the town.
The Firangi Mahal Seminary at Lucknow played a memorable role in the freedom struggle. It owes its origin to scholars coming over and settling in Lucknow from the neighboring areas.
किताबों में ये लिखा है कि इल्म का चर्चा फरंगी महल में ही नहीं बल्कि पूरे अवध में और ख़ास तौर पे लखनऊ में इल्म का चर्चा जो है ये फरंगी महल से कायम हुआ कि लखनऊ में मुसलमानों और हिंदुओं का लिबास करीब करीब एक ही तरह का होता था। खाने पीने के आदाब, बातचीत के आदाब, महफिल में किस तरह बैठा जाए, मतलब यह है कि कल्चर की जितनी भी चीज़ें होती थीं वो मुश्तरक होती थीं और उसको हम ये नहीं कह सकते हैं कि ये मुसलमानों का कल्चर ये था या उसको कह सकते हैं कि अवध का कल्चर ये था और लखनऊ तो का कल्चर तो ख़ास तौर पे मशहूर है इस काम के लिए कि ये लखनवी कल्चर है।
In Delhi, there is a unique example of Phool Walon Ki Sair, commemorating hundreds of years of tradition of celebrating the advent of autumn. The Mughals started the festival as part of cultural oneness. The exponents of classical music turn up in good strength with large pankhas at the shrine of the Sufi saint Khwaja Qutubuddin Bakhtiar Kaki near Qutub Minar in Mehrauli. The team of Qawwals and other participants pay their homage at Jogmaya temple nearby, without which the ceremony will not be complete. Shab-e-Barat is like All Souls' Day of Muslims and is a holy night when souls are supposed to descend from the heavenly abode. It is a night of prayers for the devout. There are big illuminations at sacred places, including mosques and graveyards. Lights shine bright as if dispelling the earthly darkness. Markets and kebab shops keep open throughout the night. While the tradition of common festivities has assumed fresh impetus in present times, and having both social, cultural, as well as political overtones, the essence of unity has run through times immemorial as part of India's tradition of tolerance and liberalism. There are holy millans as well as Eid millans cutting across the communal divide.
Even as far as my colleagues are concerned, they absolutely respect the fact I'm a Muslim. It's amazing to know how curious they are about my religion, and they know that Eid is coming, and all of them love non-vegetarian. For them, it's like an excuse to just come at my place and eat.
India is one country which is so beautiful because there are so many kind of different colors. I mean, I celebrate Holi with friends. I celebrate Diwali. I love Diwali because it looks very beautiful. So many diyas, lit. I feel if we can keep it together, there's nothing like it.
When we talk of multiracial or multi-religious, India is possibly the only country in the world where Jews have not been persecuted. Right from Pharaoh's time till date, Jews have been persecuted in every country. And here, Jews have not been persecuted. So also Christians. The oldest Christian community in the world is India. St. Thomas, who was one of the disciples of Jesus Christ, he came here and settled down, preached Christianity in Kerala. Now Muslims, if you may know perhaps, the Sufis came out to India. And they were persecuted in their own country. They had a new interpretation, a more liberal interpretation of Islam. They came for succor to India. And they were accepted by India, and it is they who preached Islam, and it is they who was followed by hundreds and thousands of people who became Muslim.
The advent of cinema in India, starting with the silent films in 1913, proved to be a harbinger of a radical change of the mode of communications. The Hindi films have done a yeoman service in the field of national integration through their scripts and stories, as well as their true-to-life experiences. Bollywood lives like a large family where there is no barrier of caste, creed, or religion.
There's no doubt we work in an environment where caste and creed and religion takes the back seat. We recognize talent. We have a comradeship. We respect each one's scope, whether he's an actor or a director or a craftsman or a technician. And I feel that this environment has played a great part in bringing about and cementing any divisions and ill feeling among people, which has brought about a great contribution to the integration of this country, to the national integration, to the fiber of unity, the harmony.
By and large, the film industry represents a kind of platform where concepts of race or religion or ethnicity somehow get demolished. Caste, creed. I suppose because if you see the history of cinema, the people who were attracted, who moved into it, were basically, I think, by and large, the most marginalized or the disenfranchised people. Sar pe kafan bandh ke aa gaye the. It's an important element to realize that anybody who had a dream, and didn't want to become part of an existing order of things, so that drew all kinds of people, and it didn't matter what your religion was, what your language was. It was just a laissez-faire, in the correct sense of the word. It was that breed of person who entered.
They are not really bothered about what caste or community or region you come from, so long as you are successful on the screen and good at the job that you do. It's like going to the race course. You are not worried about the color of the winning horse. You just want to be sure that this is the winning horse. If you're sure that this horse is going to win and fetch you happy returns, you will back it, lock, stock and barrel. You won't worry about what color it is and sizes it is and things like that. Those considerations won't come. So the film industry is something like that.
There are very few industries in the world, where you have people from all walks of life, and they're welcomed with open arms. And film industry is one such industry where it really doesn't matter what religion, what caste, what sect, or whatever you come from, what background you come from, as long as you bring in the dedication, the professionalism, and the talent.
These actors have worked in films which have become milestones in Bollywood's history. The playback singer Muhammad Rafi sang pop songs and ghazals, and his bhajans are at once touching and soul-stirring. Indeed, music knows no barriers. For instance, the film Baiju Bawra has a bhajan music by Naushad, sung by Muhammad Rafi. In Bombay, there is a conjunction of the Amar Akbar Antony syndrome cutting across parochialism. Sanjay Khan, the producer of teleserials like The Sword of Tipu Sultan and Jai Hanuman, feels that India is on its way to becoming the #1 nation in the world.
And 21st century is a great challenging century for India. India has the opportunity of becoming the #1 supreme power, the superpower, in 2050, if we put our act together. If the divisiveness, the regionalism, the communalism, the casteism, and this pettiness, if they are buried. The best is I get very excited and very happy, satisfied when people stop me at airport and they come to me and they say, Bhai Sahab, Yo Khan Sahab, आपने जो हमारे बच्चों को और हमको शिक्षा दी है हनुमान के जरिए कि हमें इतनी खबर नहीं थी, इतनी सूचना नहीं थी, जो आपने दी, हम आपके आभारी हैं. So in this land, a Muslim is being thanked by a Hindu for contributing something on the Hindu cultural Sanskriti to the nation. I feel very proud.
The cosmopolitanism is the hallmark of filmdom. It's all-pervading in sports too. Cricket has the pride of place in the world of sports in India. It has produced great cricketers of note. And in the present day, they enjoy the status of national heroes. The Pataudis have the distinction of the elder Nawab and his son duo having captained the Indian teams. In present times, Zahir Khan, Muhammad Kaif, and the youngest of them all, Irfan Pathan, are household names. In the highly competitive sport of tennis, Sania Mirza of Hyderabad set a record in winning the junior doubles at the world-famous Wimbledon in London. There have been businessmen achieving successes in the perfume and tobacco-producing industries. Arif builders based in Lucknow have extended their business throughout Uttar Pradesh.
Whatever you see, the changed skyline in Lucknow is because of our small contribution, whatever we could make into that. And as a part of further diversification, we went into cement manufacturing and established a cement factory, first mini cement plant of India way back in 1984. And then further diversified into the hotel industry by setting up the first 5-star hotel at Nainital.
Empire Studios in Bombay are one of Asia's biggest film post-production studios. Its owner, Yusuf Lakhdawala, also runs the Shiv Sagar chain of restaurants in Bombay.
This is the only studio in all full of Asia. Means आपको everything you will get in one room. It's a post-production studio. पहले ये हमारे यहाँ की पिक्चरें जाती थी, लंदन में जाती थी, अमेरिका जाती थी, हांगकांग जाती थी, मिक्सिंग होने के लिए, डॉल्बी सराउंड साउंड. आज सब यहाँ होता है. B.R. चोपड़ा जो है, यश चोपड़ा है, अभी सब पिक्चर हमारे यहाँ करते हैं. सुभाष घई ये सब हमारे यहाँ करते हैं.
Muslim women have distinguished themselves as lawyers, doctors, journalists, and social activists. Some of them have even made it to higher positions in the corporate sector. Many of them have made their names in the academic field.
For a Muslim woman to come out of the house and start working and be in the society, actively take part, I would say nobody is stopping her. Okay, parents do. They get scared because she's a girl. But it's her own confidence. Whatever she does also comes from how she's brought up. Like burqa जैसे is farz नहीं है, sunnat है, which means you don't have to follow it. It's your own choice. If you feel that you're not protected wherever you're working, you need to cover yourself, please wear it because it is for your protection. So she's free to be herself.
I was never asked to wear burqa because I had all the freedom, I had all the facilities of modern education. But I used burqa to bunk my classes in school. So whenever I wanted to bunk my classes, we'll borrow burqas from our friends, wear them, and very, cleverly come out of the school. So that was a great help.
No mention of achievers among Muslim women will be complete without remembering the legendary Begum Akhtar, who sang ghazals with as much ease as classical songs. She grew up to be a legend during her lifetime. Muslims of India are as much part of the larger Indian heritage as anybody else. They have adopted Indian customs and, of course, the Indian way of life. While upholding their identity, they are in many ways different from their co-religionists in other parts of the world.
Now, this is another great myth that the Muslims of the entire world think alike. They cannot. In India, if you go to see the customs of a Muslim in Gujarat and a Muslim in UP, their customs are different. There are local customs. My mother, I remember, when she was alive, when there was a marriage ceremony going on in our village, would take a dholak and sing a song. Okay. A song, a local folk tale. We have all these customs of bidais and gaunas and other things, which has got nothing to do with Islam. He may be praying 5 times and he may be reciting Quran, but that doesn't mean that he's a one part of this one nation theory of Muslims. I suppose is not correct. It is not there.
What is particular and specific to the Indian Muslim is something that is not found outside. Even within India, the South Indian Muslim is so different from the North Indian Muslim. And you will see when you go abroad that the Gujarati Hindu and the Gujarati Muslim will be happily chatting. So it's something that is area specific and atmosphere specific. And obviously the Malaysian Muslim will be different from the Indian Muslim. But yes, it is a fact that because it's a religion that spreads across the world, they have a common religious identity. And that is going to be, it's going to be something that will stay with them. Because they have a single book, they have a single philosophy, they have a single ideology of their religion with area specifications and variations that will come into play. But the broad pattern will remain the same.
I think the best part about Indian Muslim is they can accept other religion and, you know, accept it and respect it. Other people, I think other countries do not have this. They don't have other religion living with them.
Food habits, dress, salab, language, it's a lot of things that come into play, you know. Culture, tradition, music, song. So in that sense, there is an immense diversity and we treat them like a monolith. It's not true. That is the real tradition of a culture of a country. It's not your religion. It's what you eat. Drink, what language you speak, what you eat, with the food habits and what music you love. That's it. That's what an Indian is. I mean, and in that is this immense diversity. In that is perhaps grace of a nation. It's the most exhilarating experiment in the world. I mean, where else in the world do you get this?
The pall of gloom that surrounded the Indian Muslims at the advent of independence is a thing of the past. The clouds have lifted steadily and surely. This is a tribute to the founding fathers of India's secularism and all those who made India great and strong. The Indian Muslims have left the bitter memories behind, marching hand in hand with their other compatriots as equal partners in the great endeavor of nation building to ensure a brighter future for themselves as for all other countrymen.